to today's episode of the Tundra Cast. It's been a long while, but we're back and hopefully with more content coming up soon. But today, it's episode 38, and we're going to be talking about our biggest hot takes of this season that we have. And today I'm joined by Shay
What's up, boys?
and Coral.
Hello. Are, you, are we starting?
Yeah, we'll start. Let's get down into it. I'll go first. My first hot take is unlike Vegas, Seattle will not make the playoffs.
Seattle will. That's a hot take.
Is that really a hot take?
That's really not much of a hot take, bro.
I don't know because obviously for us it doesn't seem like a hot take, but a lot of people are gonna think it's a hot take because of just their roster.
It sucks
mean-
though.
It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, the defense is solid. The goaltending really depends how Grubauer plays because he's not in front of a Washington or Colorado team anymore.
Yeah, well you got to think about it this way: they got Drieger too, and so it all depends. There's a lot of question marks.
Yes,
But
and
I think the biggest thing dragging Seattle down is
Coach.
their coach.
yeah,
Hackstall is.
yeah, he's not that good. We already said our thoughts about Hackstall when he first got hired, but there's so many better options out there. Like, geez, Rick Tocchet just got hired by what TNT or ESPN. I'm not keeping track, but hell, he was out there. He's a good coach, but I mean, I think we can all agree that Seattle won't be like Vegas. They're actually gonna properly develop their young guys like Matty Beniers. But yeah, I agree. They're not gonna make the playoffs, but I don't know if that's much of a hot take.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, Rossi.
I
It's a
don't know.
bit-
I've seen a lot of people saying that they will make it, so especially in that very, very, very weak Pacific division.
I mean, they could sneak in. It's a terrible division. There's like two good teams, and the rest are just bad. But
Very bad.
yeah, I don't think they'll make it either. Coral, what's your first hot take?
All right, first one. I actually have. This one's gonna pertain to Rossi's team here. I'm gonna say Patrick Laine. So he's on the what's it called again? Columbus Blue Jackets right now. He's been waning a bit lately because I don't know. I said he's bad. He's always been bad. Okay, you know what? He's not always been bad, but lately he's been pretty bad. And I think he's gonna end up going to Nashville this year. Yeah. So the Nashville Predators, they obviously have a lot of defensemen, but they other than like a couple really like top end forwards like Forsberg, they are kind of weak up front. Can we agree on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they could look to move uh some of these one or two of these maybe not two, one of these defensemen that they have a lot of on their back end to try to shore up their offense a bit. And Patrick Laine, he's high risk because he could still keep on going at the level he's going now, but we know his potential. We know he can be a top goal scorer in this league. We know he has been a top goal scorer in this league before. So it could be something that the Predators look at, or maybe even any team really that
Yeah.
needs a lot of offense. So yeah, what do you think? I'm going to start with Rossi on this one because obviously it's the Predators.
I agree. I think Nashville would need a top six winger, especially since he lost Arvidsson. And they have the assets to make it. So I could actually see that happening.
I don't think it'll happen, as noted. I don't think many of our players like Patrick Laine. I could be wrong, but the main thing is we have two players to extend in Forsberg and Ekholm. And to be honest, I'd rather extend them for whatever the hell they want than get Laine, who has a terrible contract.
Not really. It's only 1 year at $7 million or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's gonna want a big deal.
Well, that's well. Okay, first of all, if he's gonna want a big deal, it's because he played well. Because lately he hasn't been playing well. But if he hasn't been playing well, then his contract's gonna be lower. So if you get him and he doesn't play amazing, then he's gonna get paid based on what he's playing. But if you get him and he plays amazing, then you pay him, but you have an amazing goal scorer. So
yeah, but at the same time, think about how messed up the market is right now, and it's not only
well,
just
that's for a defenseman, not really
I mean,
forwards.
forwards market's still messed up.
Not really.
The defenseman market is messed up thanks to Stan Bowman, but I mean that's another topic. But
That's a
you
great
know,
topic.
yeah, we're kind of like 2 months late on that topic, so I don't think we should waste any more time. But yeah, I think Line A in the top six in National makes perfect sense. My hot take is also trade, and this is probably out of all the hot takes I have here, this is least likely to happen. By the way, but I would just love to see this, and this is Anaheim trading John Gibson to the St. Louis Blues.
Whoa.
I think I just hate the Blues roster so much. Their defense is all right. I mean, Pareko is there. I mean, Torrey Krug's whatever, but besides that, it's not that good. Especially since they lost Vince Dunn. They're paying like Marcos Scandella at 3.2. It's not a good defense, and Jordan Binnington has not been good since his
Cup run?
his cup run in his only good season
Yeah.
like 2-3 years ago.
I've been
And
calling him shit ever since.
I
Yeah,
know.
Rossi likes this one.
That was another one that I predicted. Before we started recording, Shay and I were talking about crazy predictions I've made in the past. One to note would be Pecorine winning the Clancy. But I think back, like, when they hoisted the cup, I said Bennington will never be this good again. And he's going to be like a journeyman from now on. And
I mean, well, technically speaking, they have to kind of keep on to him, considering he's getting paid $6.5 million.
Yep.
yeah, that's such a good contract.
But this is where my kind of logic comes in. I think if things go south, which I can easily see, I think St. Louis and Pittsburgh make a blockbuster trade because not no, sorry, Anaheim, because Anaheim is still in that rebuilding stage. They still won't be good for another at least 2 to 3 years. Um, you know, Gibson wants to win now, and he's still an elite goalie. The stats might not say it, but he is still an elite goalie even on a decent team. He could win the Vezina probably. And I think if Bennington once again fails, and isn't really that good, I think St. Louis needs that elite goaltender because in the past two playoff runs, the thing holding them back was the goaltending. In 2020 against the Canucks, St. Louis outplayed Vancouver in every single game. The thing that killed them was Jordan Binnington and Jake Allen not doing well. Last year, same reason, albeit it's against the Avs, but I mean, Binnington had terrible stats. And I think if St. Louis had a goalie like John Gibson, that would really make them a strong contender. And I think Anaheim would see interest in Binnington, considering he has won a cup. He's not that old, and they can fit him under their cap and on their timeline when Lucas Dostal is ready. So, I mean, it's a hot take for a reason. I doubt it happens, but it's something that I would keep an eye on, especially specifically on Gibson's case, just because he's gonna want out soon because he wants to win.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it happening, but St. Louis would have to give a lot away along with Bennington to get
Yeah.
Anaheim to bite.
But I think it's worth it in the end, St. Louis is still kind of in win now mode. They want to go for that second cup, and I think Gibson would give them a strong chance of doing that.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, so second hot takes.
I guess my second hot take, I won't go with because I've had a couple. I have a couple like playoff and like gets better, gets worse hot takes, but I don't want to do those all in a row because that'll get boring. So my second hot take will be. Now, this is one of my Predator hot takes. I'm gonna say this: Matt Duchene or Ryan Johansson, one of them will finally get it together. I'm not saying they'll be like 70-point scores, but one of them will finally get it together and not be a liability on offense.
You know what? That's not that bad. And I think that play would be Ryan Johansson.
Yeah, because we saw shades of it in this past playoffs. Ryan Johansson's been working on his leg ever since Kessler broke it. Duchene, I don't know what's been going on with him.
But he's just not good.
I think one of them will finally break through and reaffirm why they were paid what they were paid.
Yeah.
Well, with Johansson, there's more validity to why he got paid what he got paid when it was signed. With Duchene, maybe not so much, but I think one of them will show what potential they have this year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep, I'd say that's actually pretty good. Good job, Rossi. Okay, mine is. I don't think Florida's going to be that good this year.
Oh, that was one of my
Now,
hot takes.
well, take that, man. I'm better than
Damn it.
you. But like, so people are really high on Florida.
Yeah.
I can kind of see why, but at the same time, especially after they lost Rieger, um,
Bobrovsky moment.
yeah, their starting goalie is yeah, very and it's if not in Spencer Knight, who's a 20-year-old, which I wouldn't put too much of my hope in. Well, not hope, belief at this
Yeah.
point. Uh, and past that, obviously Barkov's good. They have a lot of pieces up front, even on defense, it's fairly decent. But missing a goalie, like an actual starting goalie, Bobrovsky's not a starting goalie, by the way. Um, it's kind of hard to justify a team like that going anywhere in the playoffs. Like obviously, I do think they'll make the playoffs. Maybe third position, probably in the Atlantic. A lot of people are saying second, but I just don't believe that'll happen. Um, and then I don't think they're going to go too far because you need a goalie in the playoffs. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time a team without an absolutely like a goalie that had a pretty solid or at least solid run won the Stanley Cup? Like, it's been a while.
It's been like, I mean, I can only think of like Antti Niemi, and
Yeah, I think.
that's like recent that I can remember.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, because even a goalie is so important. Because if you look at the LA Kings with Jonathan Quick, we still talk about that because yeah, he didn't have lately. He hasn't been that great, but we still talk about him as someone who's really used to be a really good hockey player because he had this really good run that had the LA Kings win the Stanley Cup because of it. So
I mean, he had two very good runs, and
okay, yeah, that's true.
yeah,
But one
I
of them
mean,
led to a Stanley Cup.
both of them did. They
Sorry,
won the
I'm
cup
talking about the
twice.
one in particular, about the one with the Rangers.
You're talking about the 2014 one.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the 2012 one where we made Martin Brodeur look terrible.
Well, either way, he was amazing.
My second hot take. I don't know if this is really a hot take. Maybe
I mean, my first one was a bit eh. So.
Yeah, but my second one, I mean, it might be considered a hot take with their off season, but I have Tampa Bay with the three-peat.
Whoa.
They're still a damn good team. Vasilevsky is the best in the world by far, and if he isn't, he's our worst number two. That defense is still great. I mean, Hedman probably rebounds next season, which is a scary thing. Like Hedman wasn't good last season. They still won the cup. Sergeyev is going to get better. McDonough's still good. Cal Foot should be in the lineup full time. And yeah, they lost guys like Coleman, Gord, Johnson, those guys. I mean, Barry Belay is going to be up. Raj is going to be up. Maroon's still there. Joseph's still there. They added Corey Perry. That top six is still good. Like they're just deep everywhere. And I think people are really underrating Tampa Bay just because they lost so many pieces. But like we saw in Chicago, after they won those two cups in 10 and 13, they had to sell off pieces, and they still won in 2015. So I'm gonna go with another Tampa Bay Cup. I just think it's inevitable, and I just think they're too good of a team to not make that doesn't happen.
I mean, like obviously you can't ever count out the last year's Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, first of all, it's almost when was the last time a team three-peated? This like
I would say
pre-expansion era, right?
early 90s when the Islanders, or late 80s, early 90s when the Islanders won like 5 cups in a row.
4 cups, but yeah.
4 cups, yeah. So it's Islanders. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
So in the modern NHL, it's a lot closer than it used to be, right? Because of the cap. But I mean, they're still obviously a really good team. It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
You can't ever count them out.
It's very possible. Tampa Bay is an amazing team. I don't even need to say why they're amazing. We all know why. You just need to. You don't even need to look to know why they're amazing. But with the close calls they had in like that Florida series and against the Islanders, I'm gonna say someone finally solves them in the playoffs and beats them.
Yeah, that's fair too. like to me, there's three teams that can make the Eastern Conference Finals. Hell, even the Stanley Cup Finals. I'll get to that a bit later on in my hot takes. But for sure, there's a lot of good teams in the East, and if Tampa doesn't win the cup, I think at the very least they can make it back to the third round. I think they're just that good. Let's go into our third hot takes now. Rossi, start off.
My third hot take, it will be Saros will be a top 5 goalie this season,
Okay.
and he'll be better than he was last year.
Okay, now that's the hot take part.
Yeah,
that's
like
the hot
I.
take. That's the hot take part. I think he gets better
Oh, it's just
because you know, last year he was only in his second season of being a full-time starter. He had the injury, so I think he's gonna do even better because he's got that added motivation of, now he's the full-time starter. He doesn't have Rene there, which is gonna suck because that's his mentor is not there, but he's still there. Rene said he's gonna try to be there as much as possible, but I think Saros gets better.
I don't know if you can improve on a .927 or 2.28. Those are like outstanding numbers.
Yeah, like Cyrus was never meant to be like the best goaltender in the league, and those are best goaltender in the league numbers, right? So I don't know if it's possible, man.
I think Saros can probably get around .920, maybe around 2.3, .35. But I don't even think Vasilevsky I don't think any goal in the league will have the same numbers as they did last season, just because of the divisions.
I just think he will either be as good or even a bit better than he was last season. And,
All right,
It's that one's definitely hard.
yeah,
well, you got to think about it this way. Hopefully this year, while we don't have Ryan Ellis because we traded him, hopefully we'll be healthy this year. Well, last year,
yeah.
we had no one for like 10, 20 games. We were playing like AHLers on our top two defensive pairings. So
Right.
It. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just looking at it. It's very unlikely to
oh
have
yeah, I
that kind of
know,
season.
but it's just like it's a hot take, but I think it's something that's realistic enough that it could happen.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So Cornell's up next.
All right. I'm gonna have another goalie hot take here. Matt Murray's gonna bounce back.
Bruh.
Yeah, I expected that.
Come on, what is he bouncing back to?
I don't know, somewhere above 900 at least.
Like he's I'm gonna say this: he's never had a good regular season. He had the two.
Oh,
Actually,
he
no.
had the two.
Oh, he's had plenty of good regular
16,
seasons.
17, from 2016 to 2018, he was actually a really good goalie in the regular season.
Yeah, like he had.
Yeah, but
look,
he was the backup at that point.
no,
really.
he was playing 49 games in 2016, 2017.
Back,
49 games in 2017,
Fleury was in
2018.
Vegas at the time.
Exactly. Where'd you get that one from, Rossi?
You said 16, 17, not 17, 18.
I said
Okay, he said 16 to 18.
Okay, then I misheard. I thought you said 16. I thought
Well,
you said
either way,
16.
he played 50 games every season that time, even 16, 17. So,
Yeah,
yeah, you missed on that one, Rusty. Sorry.
yeah.
But-
I was thinking a bit differently because.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
but on Matt Burr's case, I could see it. I mean, he was in a division playing against McDavid and Matthews, 19 games throughout the entire season, and now he's going back to the Atlantic, where he's going to face Montreal 5 times. He's going to face Buffalo 4 times. Like, it's going to be an easier division for Matt Murray. I think he does bounce back. That they need him to bounce back too, because they have such a young team, such a young and upcoming team. And I'll get back to that later on my hot takes. So I guess there's a bit of a spoiler there, but yeah, I could definitely see Matt Murray bouncing back.
yeah, and the team's part of that too because they're probably going to be getting better because
Yeah.
obviously they're a young team and young players. They usually improve. I'm not going to say always, but they usually improve. So that team's going to be moving up in the league a bit. So that's
Yeah.
definitely going to help Murray out.
All right, so now my third hot take is that the Oilers make it to the second round but lose to Vegas in six. I don't know if that's really a hot take considering that the Pacific is
That just seems on par.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not
uh, people look at. Okay, yeah, keep on going. I don't hear it.
like like I get it. Um, the defense is atrocious. We can all agree on that. They basically got to bet on Bouchard to really step up in that top four role. Hell, maybe even the younger guys like Dmitry Samarukov, who I'm really high on. But like, you know, uh,
Uh,
Did Shadespeare?
I think so.
All right, well, we'll just talk about that for a bit. So, obviously, the Edmonton Oilers defense core is.
And
Bleh.
their
And yeah,
goaltending is very suspect.
yeah, it's all very but like their offense is obviously amazing. They have probably the two best, maybe
We
they have
don't.
two of the top three best offensive players
We
in the
don't
league.
even need to
all right, I'm back.
say. Okay, he's back.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah. So like I was saying, like yeah, like the defense is bad. The goaltending, you know, what are the chances are Mike Smith won't have another Vezina season, but if Smith can play around .915, that's fine. And I do think Koskinen should bounce back from his abysmal year last year. And the thing with the Oilers is that we know how talented up front they are. I mean, their top nine is just so good. They got Hyman, who they added, McDavid. Puljujarvi brings it two-way. That second line, you got Yamamoto, you got Nuge, you got Leon. Even that third line, they upgraded. I mean, Fogel's still a good player. They added Derek Ryan. They got Ryan McLeod coming up. Hell, Tyler Benson is going to be up here full time. And it's like such a offense deep heavy team where I think they can easily blow past whoever their first round opponent is. I mean, if it's like a team like the Flames, the Oilers should take that in 5 or 6 games. If it's against the Canucks, same thing. But when you're going up against Vegas, who's still very top heavy, especially on the back end, that's gonna be a challenge to them. But the Oilers just need to at least make the second round to first of all to give their fans some hope and to make their players happy. And I think it will happen. And the reason I put it as a hot take is because people are acting like the Oilers are some garbage team that's like a bottom 14 in the Pacific, and I don't see that. Yeah, they had a really bad off season, but there's still a lot of good pieces here, and they're still going to be a great regular season team. I think they can get upwards of 45 wins, specifically just because of that division and that conference is so weak.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, they're gonna make the playoffs because of McDavid, Drysdale, Nugent Hopkins, and just that offense. They've been carrying the Oilers to the playoffs for so many years now. So I don't see how they could miss the playoffs unless like McDavid and Drysdale and Nugent Hopkins all get hurt at the same
Yeah,
time for like more than half the season. So I don't get the people who are saying that they're going to be a bottom four team. But I mean, yeah, I could see them making it past the first round. And I do think no matter who they play in the second round, they'll get eliminated too if they make it to the second round.
I agree.
okay.
All right, so fourth hot takes now. All right, Rossi.
My fourth hot take is gonna be another goalie hot take. When I first saw him play for the Ottawa Senators, I said these words, and I've always thought this. I will always think this. Robin Lehner wins the Vezina. I said he was going to win the Vezina when I first saw him play in Ottawa, and I've always thought he was going to eventually win the Vezina. So he's going to win the Vezina this year, and if he doesn't, he'll win it before he retires.
I mean,
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
probably yeah. It's definitely in the because Vegas is still really good, and that's the team he's going to be playing behind. And obviously, he doesn't lose his spot to Marc Andre Fleury this year because there is no Marc Andre Fleury this year, which we didn't get to talk about. But my God, what the hell was that? And then so yeah, he's obviously still a really skilled goalie. It's just a matter of if he can keep his consistency, right? So
It's been more of not consistency for Leonard. It's been more health.
Yeah.
Health.
yeah, it ties into each other, right? So
Yeah.
well, it's I wouldn't surprise me all too much if it did win though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said he was gonna win it. eventually sometime in his career when I saw him play in Ottawa. So I'm sticking to my guns.
All right.
Okay. So this one's a bit on just the game of hockey in general, and I don't know. I really don't hate shootouts all that much. Like, obviously,
What
I would rather have 3-on-3 overtime
what is
forever.
this?
Okay, I expected that, to be honest. I would obviously rather have 3-on-3 overtime for like 10 minutes. But the shootout gets a lot of hate. I like it's not the best way to end a game. Obviously, the 3-on-3
Yeah.
overtime is absolutely amazing. Everyone wants to watch that forever. But if you have that, first of all, players are going to be getting really tired, so it probably slows down by the end.
Uh,
You a lot of times when you watch shootouts, if it doesn't end in the first 1 minute, it's not going to end the whole shootout. Sorry, the whole overtime. So you end up just going to a shootout anyway because players are so tired. Teams are only playing like two lines,
Yeah.
maybe six players the whole time.
yeah.
So it's a bit weird there. And shootouts, it just gives the most skilled players in the league a chance to show off their skill in front of the best goalies in the league, right? It's not. I'm not gonna say that it's the best thing out there because it's definitely not. But I don't hate it all that much.
No, I agree with you. I don't really hate shootouts. Obviously, it's there were some amazing shootouts last year. Last year, I'm gonna speak on the ones that I watched. Live, like on TV while they were happening. Like Pekarene's amazing saves against Dallas, or some of the amazing moves we saw Johansson and Forsberg make, and Yarncroak make. So the shootout comes up with some like amazing moments that we've seen, and I don't hate the 3-on-3 overtime. I don't hate the shootouts, but if it was up to me, I'd say why not just do 5-on-5 for 5-10 minutes and just keep that going, make it more like the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's regular season.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but at the same time,
I
it,
mean,
it's
yeah,
just it's just my opinion on
I know,
maybe make it
but
like that.
I even hated back then when they had the 4-on-4 OT. I hated it so much. So I think 3-on-3 was the best change that they can do, especially to the regular season. I don't really like at the All Star game though. I know we're getting a bit off topic here, but God, I hate the 3-on-3 10 minutes at the All Star game because no one even tries.
No, no one tries. No, that's when you see like Vasilevsky, Rene get like 80 goals scored on them because they just
Yeah,
Yeah.
let stuff go
like I want to
by.
be entertained. I don't want to make it boring. But besides that, yeah, I agree. Like shootouts are pretty much fun. Was that the hot take? Just keep shootouts in, right?
Uh, I mean,
Whoa, yeah. What?
now that I
What's the
think
hot
about
take?
now that I think about it.
That's why I was like, "What is this?" Because I was like, "What's the hot take here?"
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't think about that one all too much. I guess.
guys, my hot take is I like shootouts.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's like,
yeah, that was
all right. So here's my biggest hot take. I like the Nashville Predators.
Oh wow.
okay,
All
okay,
right.
all right.
My fourth hot take. This is very hot take-ish. Not really. I kind of alluded to it so far today, but I have the Carolina Hurricanes missing the playoffs.
That was one of mine. God, you guys steal
Whoa,
everything of mine.
whoa.
In my
Yeah.
opinion, there's 7 good teams in the Metro. There's the Islanders. You got the Caps. You got the Pens. You got the Rangers now. You got the Flyers. You got the Canes. You got the Devils. And then there's the Jackets. But we don't talk about them. But like Carolina did not
Sorry
have
to interrupt,
people.
but
People, yeah.
but you mentioned the Jackets, and I thought it'd be a good time to mention it. There was news while
Oh
we've
yeah.
while we've
That's
been
a good
recording.
point. I completely.
While
I
we've
did
been
yeah.
forget
recording,
that.
and I was gonna wait till the end when we were all wrapping it up. But you mentioned the Jackets, so whatever. Elvis
Oh yeah.
Merzlikins has been signed to a 5-year, 5.4 per year extension by the Blue Jackets.
It's not that bad. I was actually expecting it to be a lot worse. This
Yeah.
kind of confirms that Corpus Sal is going to get traded because he's a UFA at the end of next year. So
Yeah, he's gone. It's as simple as that.
he also isn't good, but there you go. But yeah, but people look at Edmonton's offseason and they say, well, wow, they had a terrible offseason. They did, but no one kind of looks at the Canes.
I have.
Besides you,
Yeah, because we all know my newfound hatred of the Canes because of their fans.
yeah. But here's the thing. This is the Canes thinking process. You have a rookie of the year Canada goalie who's 25, only asking for 3 mil. Uh, yeah, see ya. They ship him off.
That could be the Steve Eiserman effect because he does some weird things,
But
voodoo magic.
but now you have Mrazek, who's a capable one. I wouldn't say he's a 55 game starter. He's a good 41 game guy. You
No,
know, he gets injured a bit, but he's
very
still pretty
good, very good goalie. I will agree.
okay. But he gets injured a bit, but he's still fine. Nope. See you later. See, they do the same to Jim Reimer. I think the two replacements they brought in, really aren't really upgrades. Like Frederick Anderson, can he rebound from his last two terrible seasons in Toronto, and can he stay healthy? Can NT Rod stay healthy? Both the goalies they brought in are basically band-aids. If they both get injured, guess what? You're absolutely screwed, and I can guarantee that both of them will be injured at some point this season. Ramsey gets injured like every second game. It's not even funny. Defense, you lost probably a top 10 defenseman in the league just because you didn't want to pay him. So you replaced him with Tony DeAngelo, who we know a lot about Tony DeAngelo. Um,
Let's not open that can of worms.
I know I won't, but I mean that's my point. And yeah, you brought in Ethan Bear, but they're playing him on the third pair. You don't use a 24-year-old right shot young defenseman on the third pair. You're just going to stunt his growth and he's not going to make any progress. And guess what? I get it. You offer Sheeta Jesperi Kotkaniemi, good for you. But if he doesn't perform, then wow, we just lost a first round pick. And there's so many questions about the Canes. And I think the division is just too good. I have 5 Metro teams making the playoffs.
5? You
I
have
have 5.
Oh, you have the Metro taking up the wild card spots.
Yep,
I have 5 Central playoff spots. So
and we'll get more into that during our season previews in the next week. But I just think the Canes really downgraded. And I even think last playoffs that they weren't all too special. They lost into Tampa in 5, and it's not like they outplayed Nashville. 4 of the games went to overtime, and Nashville won 2 of them.
You could say at some points in each of the games we outplayed them for a while.
Exactly. I just don't think Carolina is that. They're a good team, but I don't think they're a top 3 team in the Metro. And if they do make the playoffs, it's going to be in a wild card spot. So that's my hot take. The Hurricanes missed the playoffs.
I don't want to open up my can of worms on the Hurricanes. That'll be saved for another episode where I will say a lot of things that I've had on my mind since the playoffs.
Yeah.
I won't open up that can of worms, but I will say this.
Say what?
You were cocky.
you were saying
You didn't say anything. Oh my god!
I freaked out because my entire screen just went black for like 5 seconds. So I was like freaking out, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then it just went back. So that's when I started talking again.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. Okay, you were so cocky. Every Canes person was so cocky, like making fun of the Predators about the banners. Then they raised a banner for winning the Central Division. Shut the up.
Hey!
No, why the hell?
Okay,
Come on, Rossi.
I'm gonna bleep that out, but yeah.
What do you mean? Don't bleep it out.
What do you mean, don't, Rossi?
Other guys, they're gonna make it for kids, and we're gonna get screwed.
No, that's not how it works.
This is setting. But okay, number 5, just go.
Number 5's Evander Kane has a career year.
Whoa.
Yeah, I can actually see that too. I can see that.
Well, I mean, he has motivation now, I guess.
That's my most controversial hot take. Is he gonna have a career year?
Yeah, Evander Kane under all these allegations, he just goes off with like an 82-point year.
Then everyone loves him again for some reason.
No, I think he's just gonna say screw it. He's gonna put his head down and he's gonna just go off.
Just focus on the game, yeah.
Yeah, like, cause we know what he's capable of doing when he's focused on the game.
Yep. He's a good player. He's a really good player.
He hasn't been focused on the game for a long time. And I think with all this stuff going on, it'll finally just make him put his head down and just not care and just go.
Right.
Play. And, with Tomas Hertl, Timo Meyer, all those guys. I think he'll go off.
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can see it. It's definitely more of a mental thing with him because he's
Yeah.
got the skill. That's obvious. So yeah, it's not. I could definitely see that happening. It'd be nice to see too. No one wants to see anyone like drown the way that he is. So
No, no one
Yeah.
wants to see this.
Yeah.
so yeah. All right. Okay, this one's gonna be really controversial,
Okay.
but the Washington Capitals are not gonna make the playoffs.
Ooh.
All right. So it's about time that this team fell off a cliff somewhere, right? They like they're old, really old. It looks like Kuznetsov might be getting moved on from, and it would probably be the best move the way things are going on with those two parties. And he is one of the players one of the only players on that team that's like really good that wouldn't be dropping off. Obviously, they have Anthony Mantha too, but TJ Oshie, we've on this podcast expressed our how much we're not really impressed with this dude for a while now.
Yeah.
Ovechkin's amazing. I mean, who can say he's not? And you know what's weird? This is a complete tangent, but on Hockey Reference for Russia, they had the Soviet Union flag.
Wait, do they? I need to look at it.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, I'm like
Bro,
not kidding.
You better not be trolling, because
I am not trolling you, right? Like literally.
If this is true, I'm gonna make this my profile picture on Discord. On Hockey Reference.
Yeah, Hockey Reference. I'm looking at Washington.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
More you know. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
When did the USSR come back? What the? I know we haven't recorded in a long while, but
Oh my god.
oh my god.
Someone's having a laugh over there. They haven't stopped.
Is it like that for every Russian player?
No.
Yeah,
no,
Dmitry
I mean-
Orlov, Alex
no,
Ovechkin.
Kuznetsov is still the Russian flag on mine.
What? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Ovechkin.
It's Ovechkin and
Alright.
Orlov.
Whoever edits this episode, when Coral mentions that, just put up a Hockey Reference, just that picture, the screenshot of that.
Oh
Okay,
my
yeah.
god.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But yeah, I could definitely see Washington falling off this this season.
What the?
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, but my number 5, my number 5 is the Kraken trading Chris Drieger for a better forward. I mean, like they
Whoa.
already have Phil Grubauer. Like, wasn't the point of drafting Drieger it was for him to be their starter?
Yeah,
And now you sign Grubauer. It's like, okay, what's the point of Drieger? So I think Drieger ends up getting traded, like somewhere in the season. They need to upgrade that. Even that middle six needs some upgrades. So I think they trade it for a forward. If not, they get some prospects. They get some picks. Either way, I don't see Drieger finishing the season with the Kraken. I don't think he's going to be that good, like he was in Florida. So I don't know if that's really hot take-ish, but just something I could see.
Yeah, I mean it's completely in the realm of possibility, and it would surprise people that aren't like complete hardcores like us, because obviously it's not the worst thing to have two starting goalies.
Yeah.
We saw it before, but it's with a new team like Seattle that have so many holes. It doesn't really make all too much sense. That's an asset that's just sitting there playing only half your games, maybe.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Yeah. Rossi?
I'm still laughing at this.
Oh my god.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Oh my god. Okay. My next hot take is the Chicago Blackhawks missed the playoffs.
Is that really a hot take?
Yeah,
though?
that's not that much of a hot take, bro.
Bro, I mean,
What, Seth Jones pushes them over the edge?
Yeah, the hot take is that.
they have Marc-Andre Fleury.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, fine.
That's kind of
And to
true.
be
I'll
fair,
give you that.
Marc-Andre Fleury could carry anything he wants
Okay,
to
yeah.
the playoffs.
Okay, yeah.
He's
That's
amazing.
fair. That's
He's
fair.
amazing.
I think Marc-Andre Fleury is going to suit up for the Hawks. It's going to be nice. He's going to go into the first regular season game, realize he's behind people like DeHaan, Seth Jones. He's going to shit his pants and say, I wish I just retired.
No. Fleury's not like that. The guy's a warrior.
Yeah.
No, anyone will want to die after playing behind Seth Jones and Calvin DeHaan for so many
Okay.
games.
Okay. Well, how do the
Okay.
Oilers goalies feel now then?
Exactly.
Their goalies are Mikko Koskinen and friggin' Mike Smith.
I still feel bad for them. I could
Mike Smith played on Arizona. I don't think he cares about whatever it's in front of him. He's like, oh, I've been behind worse.
Okay, you know what? That's a good point,
And
actually.
then
fine.
the other goalie is Mikko Koskinen, who literally somehow allowed 4 goals on 3 shots. I don't think that's
You don't talk about that game.
That's not even the defense's fault. So don't even talk about Mikko Koskinen feeling
Okay.
bad that he's got somebody in
All right.
front of him.
Okay, Chicago missing the playoffs. Coral.
Okay. This one kind of ties into my Washington missing the playoffs
Yeah.
because I have a very big surprise, which is the Detroit Red Wings are going to make the playoffs.
Ooh.
What?
So this one, yeah, I know, like it's absolutely crazy, but I think with the acquisitions that they made, they have Rana now. They have Larkin. He's been a bit lately, but he could get back up there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main part of it here. It's got to be on Dylan Larkin. If he is the number 1 center, elite player that we know he can be, then I feel like they can push in because right now, looking at the team, they have their goalie now. Delkovich is amazing, right? He could be their starter, and then if they have Grice, obviously they have just as like in case. But they have a goalie. They have a couple defensemen, especially young ones like Hronik.
Yeah.
Am I talking about the right one?
Yeah,
Yeah, Hronik. And they have a couple young forwards that might be able to make a difference. Obviously, they have Vrana, Valeno, maybe.
Lucas
Zadina. You think Zadina's gonna be ready? I'm not sure about that one, but
I think he will be.
He could
Yeah.
be.
It's been 4 years, right? No,
Yeah.
no, 3 years, 3 years. But yeah, you
You
should
know
be
what,
ready.
Coral, at first I thought you were nuts, but you know what? I actually agree with this now. This is actually a pretty good take because, this they could.
They could.
yeah, and that's why I'm saying it kind of ties into my Washington missing the playoffs because they're not gonna get a divisional playoff spot because the Leafs, Lightning, and Panthers that's just locked down pretty much. But then number 4, number 4 and 5, those are
Open.
in reach. Yeah, they're in reach. Because who would they be fighting for that? They'd be
Ottawa,
fighting.
sure.
Oh yeah, and then Washington and which I said I'm not too impressed with.
I mean,
Uh,
when it comes to
Carolina,
wildcard
maybe?
spots, there are teams in the other divisions that they could be fighting. Like
Yeah.
Well, there's one other division. That's the thing,
Well, yeah,
and
but
I'm not too impressed. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I really think there's a good chance that we see Detroit making it in. Obviously, I don't think they do too much once they're in the playoffs,
Yeah.
but getting there that would be impressive in itself, and I think they could do it.
Okay. Mine number 6. It's kind of like number 5, but I think the Golden, because in my opinion, the Golden Knights still need a number 1 center, and they haven't really had a number 1 center since they've joined the league. Carlson's a great 2C. They're probably gonna play Patrick Greasy. You need someone in that first line spot, and it's not Chandler Stevenson. I'm sorry.
what do you mean?
I think I think, and no disrespect to Chandler Stevenson, he's been good there. I'm just saying you need that true number 1 center if you want to contend for the Stanley Cup. And
It's a true fact.
so I think the Golden Knights acquire Thomas Hertl at the deadline. I think he's a free agent, yes, but he's going to be a rental at the deadline. So he's going to cost cheap, and that's the perfect type of player you want on your first line. He's a great 2-way forward. He's a great playmaker. And imagine him with Mark Stone. That'd just be insane. And that's the type of player that would push Vegas over the edge. If it's not Thomas Hertl, it could be anyone else. They need that first line center. And that's the same reason why I kept saying they should get Jack Eichel. Once Vegas gets top line center, I think they win the cup. But since they don't have that piece, I don't think they're there yet. So there's my hot take. I think they're going to get out. They're going to get Thomas Hertl.
That's something I completely agree with. They need a first line center, and Hurdle's out there. And if you look at it right now, obviously Eichel is still there, but that's expensive, extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So Hurdle's a pretty good, fair, cheap-ish option that you could slot in that first line center. And Vegas has their run right now; their window's open. So
and if not Hurdle, there's a lot of other options that they can.
Yep.
yeah, just get
Lot.
someone. That's the point.
Yeah, get someone. And if they do get Hurdle, and he is that big 1C that they need,
They're scary, man.
they can
Yeah.
and they can make moves to pay him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like we've seen
It's
them offload $7 million for nothing before.
I mean, there's your cap room right there.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that is true.
Number 7, let's go.
Number 7, the Philadelphia Flyers do not improve.
Oh.
Really?
I know they made a lot of big trades. They acquired potentially top 5, definitely top 10 defenseman in Rasmus Ristolainen. No, I'm kidding. Ryan Ellis. You know, they acquired Rasmus Ristolainen. You know, they acquired a lot. They got a lot.
Yeah.
They made big strides to improve. The biggest question mark for them is Carter Hart. But I will say this: I don't think they improve.
Okay.
I mean,
think,
that's.
I think Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis is. We all know Ryan Ellis is amazing,
Yeah.
but I think Ryan Ellis has a bad year, and even if he doesn't, he's just one defenseman. He can't do it all alone. I mean, he has an amazing D-man pair with Ristolainen. We all know this, but I don't see the Flyers improving, and even if they improve a little bit, they don't improve enough to make the playoffs.
Okay. I don't agree with that. I think for me, Carter Hart fully rebounds. I like their defense though. They like you said, they have Ellis. I like Provorov. I like Sanheim. And like Fairby's gonna be better. Frost is gonna be coming up. They got Atkinson. Like I actually love the Flyers team this year.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I and this is actually going to be not my number 8, but we'll put it in right now. Carter Hart's, in my eyes, he's going to win the Vezina next year. Like I know
Oh.
that's crazy, but I think it's in his. He's got the highest potential out of any goalie in the league right now. I think that's fair to say. Oh,
You call ends in 10 minutes.
okay.
Oh, we gotta hurry up. Oh.
Let's be quick here.
All right, what's your take, Coral?
Carter Hart, I think he's going to win the Vezina. He's going to bounce back, and he's going to get to his potential, and he's going to do it quickly. And I think with him in the Vezina and all the acquisitions that Philadelphia made, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make some. They're going to make a lot of noise.
I agree. My number 7 is an award going to a goaltender. I think Spencer Knight wins the Calder. He's been so hyped up over the last 2 years. In the regular season, albeit it's been 4 games, he was incredible. He played one playoff game. He won that. And I think I drafted him in one of my fantasy leagues. Like I think this kid's gonna be so good. He's of course the goalie of the future for them. He's amazing. I think he wins the Calder, and I think the Panthers go far.
Yep. I mean, I obviously didn't agree with that, but we can have time to get back to it later.
My next take is it has to do with the Predators. I think the Nashville Predators, David Poile, re-signs the 2 big extensions they have coming up in Philip Forsberg and Matthias Ekholm. There's been a lot of things about how Philip Forsberg might be traded. I do not agree with that. I think Poile re-signs both of them.
Okay.
All right. I mean, it's not crazy.
It's not crazy. It's probably the least hot take we've made so far.
Yeah.
Because even though Poile's made some stupid things, he's not an idiot. He knows what he's got on his hands. He knows Forsberg is way too valuable to let go for anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, number 8, Coral.
Okay. So, I might have just switched it around because I'm kind of biased, but I think KK is going to do really good next year just because I want the Habs to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like literally the only reason. I'm sorry. I didn't think about this one at all.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
There was just hate in his eyes when he was writing that one down. He was typing that one out.
All right, my number 8 is I have Ottawa finishing 5 points out of the playoff spot. I think like Bernard Docker's coming up, Jake Sanderson's coming up. A lot of young forwards are going to come up for Ottawa. They're going to take the next step. And I think they're so close. They're just kind of a goalie away, like a young goalie. And Matt Murray bounces back. There you go. And they do have Phil Gustafson. They have Matt Sogard. I think all it takes tremendous strides and finishes like around maybe 6 or 5 in the Atlantic, like 5 points of the playoffs. So they'll be close.
Okay.
Number
Rossi?
9.
My take is all right. This one is gonna be a bit. Well, this one. Okay, this one has to do with one of my playoff takes. Colorado finally makes the conference finals. They finally break that curse or whatever you want to call it, and they finally make the conference finals.
Well, first of all, I don't think that's a hot take because mine is the hot take. I'm saying that they're going to fail again. But
Yeah, actually, I think they're gonna fail again too. And they're the new Washington Capitals for me.
yeah, that's exactly what it is for me. We complete opposite. I think they're going to lose to Vegas again because Vegas, I do think, is going to get a first line center because they aren't stupid, obviously. So they're going to get that first line center and they're going to match up against Colorado at some point, and Colorado is going to lose again.
Fair enough. I mean, I think it's a hot take of them making it because obviously their curses, you know, and I mean I had one that I had to get rid of because I talked to Shay before we started. He said it wasn't a hot take. I had Toronto once again losing in the first round. He said it wasn't a hot take.
Well, maybe you should just wait a bit because mine. Can I just say my ninth hot take right now?
Oh, do we have the same hot take,
bro?
Shay, do we have the same hot take? Let's hear it.
So my ninth hot take is I'm sorry, Coral, but I got the Leafs losing to Florida in 6 games in the first round.
Bro, why did you tell? Why? No. Hold on. Why did you tell me that the Leafs not making the second round again was not a hot take? And then you were just like, oh yeah.
Just wait until my 10th hot take, Ross. It's gonna piss you off.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
If it's the one that I've had or you told me wasn't a hot take,
no, it's not that. But
I am literally going to find you. I know the close area that you live in, and I will.
You know he lives in Edmonton, bro.
Whoa.
That's not that much.
I will spend days searching for you.
Okay.
Edmonton's a big city.
Yeah, man. All right, but 10th hot take. We're at the end. Rossi, let's go.
Are you okay?
It's the screen went blank again. I don't know what's going on. I keep freaking out. Jeez. Okay. My 10th hot take is Austin Matthews does not score 50 goals this season.
Well, that's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
I mean,
I think Matthews actually kind of pushes 60. I think he's just amazing. He pushes 60. He pushes 60.
I think he's gonna have injury troubles this year for some reason.
I mean,
well,
yeah.
I mean, you predicted injury troubles.
Yeah.
I mean, Matthews isn't fully made of glass. Like he's partly glass.
Yeah, I just think I think he gets injured, so I think he doesn't crack 50.
Yeah. I mean, he's starting this year injured, but he's probably going to make it back in time. But last year he was injured and he still hit 50 or 40 whatever in 50 something games. So
yeah, I just think it's one of the again, last year he had 40 in the 50 something games, and he was up against goalies like Matt Murray, Mikko Koskinen.
That's true.
Need I say more about how terrible that North Division was?
Yeah, we get it. Yeah.
Okay.
But so I think he has injury troubles. He doesn't crack 50.
Okay. Quarrel.
All right. This comes out of just complete hope and just hope and will and anything that can make me happy because I'm depressed. The Leafs are gonna make it past the first round. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. It has to happen at some point. Like, why not this year? It has to happen. Like, right? I'm just thinking.
In however many months when it's the playoffs and the Leafs lose in the first round, we are going to pull up this soundbite and make you listen to it.
Bro, it does not make a difference. I've said this every year, okay? And it doesn't change. But this year it has to change because otherwise I'm moving to Edmonton so I can cheer for the Oilers, okay?
Oh, you know what?
That's even worse.
Here's one thing I have on Toronto. Right now, Morgan Riley's injured. Justin Hall's injured because, I don't know, they got injured in training camp.
Oh, no, they're fine now.
Okay, that's good. But you gotta hope that Jack Campbell plays like Jack Campbell like he did last year because goalies are streaky. You gotta hope Mrazek plays well. And I mean, I see a lot of Leaf fans hyping on Michael Bunting. I mean, he had a 26 shooting percentage. That's not
Yeah.
happening. That's not happening again. I think he's a decent bottom six guy, and Nick Ritchie, sure, he's fine. But I mean, did the Leafs get better? I don't think they did. But did they get worse? No, they really haven't. They just made minimal upgrades. So we'll see. But yeah, the playoff series what he's at some point. And my 10th hot take before I get into this to piss off Rossi. I got two honorable mentions: Hart rebounding and Caulfield scoring 20 goals because he's being severely overrated because of his playoff
Yes.
run. But my 10th hot take is Nashville embraces the rebuild and they trade Phil Forsberg.
Woo. Okay, Rossi's just left. I think he's.
I'm right here.
Oh
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
he's
no.
here.
That doesn't
Okay.
actually piss me
You
off.
didn't.
It
I
doesn't
thought it was
actually
gonna
piss
piss
me
you
off.
off.
And I don't even
That's-
think that that's a hot take because that's
That's
what the
boring.
main thing is. Yeah, it's
Rossi,
the
get
main
pissed
thing
off.
Is.
I'm bored.
You want me to get mad?
Get mad.
All right. I
No.
don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, I think Nashville just needs to embrace the rebuild. I think they have a lot of good young pieces, but I think especially Forsberg can get a lot back. You're talking about like a couple first round picks. You know, hell, even some prospects if he signs an extension, he's that good.
But who's gonna be? Who's gonna be good enough to be Forsberg on the Predators again?
No
I
one.
don't know,
That's why
but
you have to rebuild.
Yeah,
Like,
but
All right. So
yeah,
we're.
yeah. Okay, I'll do it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. We have a lot of good shows coming up. We got obviously you guys saw the TendraCast preview a couple days ago. We got a couple good shows coming out soon. We got more podcasts planned, more special guests coming, and yeah, so we're back, baby. Trust us full time, and yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.